Hello, welcome to David Galata Book Dreamer. I'm David Galata, author of Clockmaker and Crew of Ganges. And Favorite Son. Yeah, that's one of mine too. Just wanted to do something a little different this week. I have a topic that is very near and dear to me as an artist, and that is, how do I judge art? How is it that I judge work of art? What are the tools that I use when I'm looking at a piece of art? And in many ways, this applies to books as well, because that is an art. It can apply to movies, it can apply to music, but there are certain key factors that I look for in a work of art. First off, and this is probably the most important thing for me, is that I very much detach myself from the artist. I don't attach the work of art to the artists themselves. I am definitely of the thought that the piece of work is actually more impactful than the artist themselves. And I think a lot of artists would agree with this, is that the work supersedes the person who created the work. And I'm even a big fan of Dali, who might very much disagree with me on this, and that's fine. Uh, nice thing about opinions, you can always disagree. But I very much detach myself from the artist. I don't really want to know too much about an artist until I've seen a lot of their work. And then I want to see if their history fits the work and how. And it might be very different from what I've seen before, and many times it is. Uh, Artists do have strange lives half the time, and actually most of the time, maybe all the time. But they're a little out of the ordinary, so don't expect the ordinary. Look at the work. What is the work saying? How is it appealing to your emotions? What does it make you think of? How does it make you feel? What is it that you're looking at, and why is it compelling? When I look at work, I look at the composition. How is it laid out? Are we doing a lot of sensual work here? Are we doing like a big pyramid kind of thing? Are we doing the, golden mean and lots of curves? How are we dividing the space? Where's the light coming from? Where are the shadows heaviest? If you're talking about something that's not abstract, uh, in which case the colors are going to be defining the flow of the work. They're going to be defining the composition of the work. Where does it lead your eye? And where your eye goes, so do your emotions. So where is it bringing you emotionally? That to me is more important than most other things. So composition is important, and color. Um, I do look at contrasts, and not just with light and dark, but contrast, soft and hard, and vibrant and muted. I want to see some kind of contrast. I want to see something there that you know gives a tension. Is there a moment of tension? Is there something going on between elements in a work of art, whether it's a sculpture, or whether it's a painting, or whether it's a book? And you need that tension, because that's what moves you through the piece. That's what moves you through the work, is the tension that's built up. You can see it there. You can feel the energy of it. And where is it taking you, the viewer or the reader or the listener? Where is it bringing you? When I look at artwork, I personally, I like to see some degree of skill. No stapled fruit onto canvases, please. We've had enough of that. I'm really not interested in someone who dunked a football or a ping pong ball into some paint and popped it around onto a canvas and then took a torch to it, let half of it burn. Okay, whatever. I know some people who love that kind of stuff. That is the thing. Ah, leaves me cold. I don't really want to look at a piece of work and go, wow, my 8-year-old nephew could do that. That's the last thing I want to be able to say. I would like to say, whoever made this piece, they had a lot of skill. They honed that skill well. And it looks like they're actually trying to say something here. That is important. When someone has something to say and they're trying to say it skillfully, that means so much more than, stapling a plastic bag to a, big old piece of jute and saying, okay, there we go. You know, that's my artwork. No, 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 no. What are you saying? What's being said there other than anything can be art? Okay. That's not really an argument. It's not a philosophy. It's not a question. It is a way of making money. We have a lot of ways of making money. Um, and at this point, we've seen where, say, art movements like deconstructionism have gone. And okay, fine. A brick wall crushed with a sledgehammer and sprayed with silver glitter. Okay, that's art. That's fine. Whatever. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that says more. I'm looking for something that wants to stand up and say, hey, look at me. I've got something to say, and it's something that anyone can look at and go, wow, that's saying something. That has something in it. I also judge art by its beauty. I do believe in beauty. Yes, I do. I do believe in beauty. I believe in the importance of beauty. I don't like vanity. That's a different thing from beauty. Vanity is a behavior. Beauty is a different kind of creature. But I like colors personally. So I'm always looking for something with some interesting colors. But like I said, I like contrast. So I recently bought a painting from a local artist who's a friend of mine, and what she did was beautiful in its contrast, in its composition. There's so much tension in it. There's so much energy in it. I could almost feel like I was there. And it meant a lot to me personally. It had a delirious quality to it that I really enjoy. And yeah, I do like delirious qualities and things. Yeah, look at my books. So yeah, I bought that one because it really spoke to me. I have worked some other artists that I was astounded by the vision of them. They were unique, they were unusual, they were different. Sometimes I wish I bought some more. Art speaks to us. It is a form of communication that uses symbol, contrasts, colors, techniques, and composition for one person to speak to another without the need for words. That's a tall order. It's not easy to do, and it shouldn't look easy to do. Never did like well, this whole canvas is orange. That's great. Okay. You know, the skill there is that there's no brush marks and it's all a perfectly even orange. Okay, in this day and age of, machine manufactured things, it's not so impressive anymore. In fact, Personally, it wasn't really that impressive to begin with. Call me old-fashioned. That's okay. I don't mind. However, when it comes to some digital works, for example, I do enjoy fractals. I do enjoy that kind of work where you're dealing with the beauty of mathematics. Um, if you don't know about fractals, look it up. Check it out. It's fun. It's good stuff. Uh, I judge work by how much I want to look at it again and again. And I hope that others judge my artwork with the same standard. My work is, I like to call it translucent. It's very dreamlike. Even when I'm painting something like a landscape, I always try to make it a little dreamy. I'm very dreamlike. I'm always in a semi-dream state. So for me, being able to place that onto the canvas is very important. It's part of my message. It's part of where I'm going through as a human being, and I want to be able to express that to others. And that's the other thing. That's where you start getting into, okay, I've seen 100 of this artist's work. What about the artist? You may be shocked and surprised who that artist is. Don't worry about it. We're all mad. All of us. Don't, expect the normal. And then some of them are fairly normal, ordinary people. Although I have a hard time with that because I'm not really big on normal. I don't really know what normal means. Most of the time it means I march according to my dogmas. Well, I don't have any. I don't want any. So just leave them out of here. Thank you. When it comes to art, I want something to touch who I am. And if the person who created that art had very different intentions about it, okay, that's fine. You know, they'll never know, how I feel about it or why I am into that artwork. But I've seen some of the most amazing artwork that is beautiful come from artists who were hated in their time, where people were disgusted by them, who thought they were outlandish, thought they were awful people. And then there were artists who, people today say, oh, they're an awful person. They were an awful person. Oh, maybe by today's standards, sure. You know, I don't really like to judge people in general. I think that way leads to chaos and destruction. I think it's very vain and, well, that's a lot of hubris to judge someone. It really is. I don't like that stuff. Uh, but if you want to judge art that way, politically, socially, go ahead. You're going to miss out on some of the best artwork in the world. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. There are hardened criminals, murderers, who were artists, who did amazing, astounding work that had an effect on future artists. But if you don't like them, you'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never understand where your favorite art came from because it came from somewhere you don't want to look, and that means you're not going to learn anything. So I don't judge art by the artist. I judge art by how it affects me and whether it fits certain things that I feel are important in artwork. And I'm sure you have your own little list of things. That's okay. It doesn't have to be the same list. No one ever said that. But people have wondered how I do, how I judge art. So we'll get to artists later on. So that's something different. But now you know. Hope you've enjoyed this. And next week, I will be back with another topic. So until then, happy reading, everyone.